Australis. Today we'll be looking at TommyInnit's geocentric chart. We'll be focusing on the synchronization from with Orcus, and as a heads up, I'm also be showing you additional 2 new celestial bodies, or what is currently being speculated from mine and another astrologer's research. So now with Orcus, since we're focusing on that celestial body, Orcus is known as a financial planet, or at least a minor financial planet. From my findings, it has shown to be a planet that shows advancement, growth, rise, improvement, grades, breakthroughs, surge, prosperity, abundance, prolific, embellishment, progress, development, progression, ascendancy, enhancement, elevations, innovations, success, flourishing, wealth, fruitfulness, expansion, achievement, refinement, enrichment, and ornamentation. And it is interacting with Nike. Nike symbolizes success in competition, sports, and competitive activities. It's also success in general competitions as well, but usually focus on sports and athletics. So this can suggest that Tommy, he may internally be able to gain immense growth and success if he keeps like competitive mindset. In doing so, he'll be able to achieve advancement and growth by treating things as sort of like an inner competition situation. Nike is in conjunction to Pallas. With Pallas, it is symbolism of the digital age, products and services that are digital, any and all things that is digital, such as movies, video games, videos, music, musical composition. Is also symbolism of computer softwares, computer programs, computer coding, software development, computer design, the act of programming, logic, opinions, viewpoints, ideas, ideology, higher mind, pattern recognition, analysis, order and sequencing, reasoning, sound judgment, rationalization, resolutions, organizations, and coordination, plans, subdivisions, plans, ability to break concepts down, accuracy and precision, studying, genius, statistics, engineering, writing, essays, tests, choreography, composers, and content creators. So with all this sort of combining, we can see that Tommy's growth as a content creator can easily be achieved and gained when he's treating things as an inner type competition for himself. And the same can be said if he's interested in making music, organizing or planning events of his likings or choice, treating it as a way of sort of an inner game, like I have to do X, Y, Z, being more successful, or to gain the upper hand. He may be this approach or have this mindset when creating or making his content and even his songs from time to time. And this inadvertently will help him advance and even grow as a content creator. Cleopatra, it represents talent of seduction, unashamed pleasures, charisma, siren, next, temptress, allurement, magnetic attraction, spellbinding charm, temptation, and enticement. So what we could see here is what will help TommyInnit to grow and advance, especially as a content creator, with the competitive mindset. If he makes things rather very enticing, give a reason for it to have some sort of charm, or make it very charming, this will give him the advantage in order to do so in terms of advancing as a content creator, or advancing or improving his craft or art, whether it's in music, dancing, such as choreography, or again, playing video games, making and designing content, or planning future events. There needs to be a reason for it to be enticing for him to be able to succeed, and also he needs to ensure that it is enticing to succeed. The Chiron, said on the point, this symbolizes control over the general public and ambitions in relations to the general public, determination, and the ability to obtain power over the public. So what this can suggest is that he can attain the power over the public as a content creator with the competitive mindset to make his things appear. What this can suggest is for him to succeed as a content creator and improve, he needs to ensure that everything is rather enticing for him to obtain power or be able to fulfill his ambitions and success through the public, or in this case, entertaining the public. So as long as he's rather ambitious in doing so, he can make things rather very enticing and can even fulfill that sort of competitive success or needs to be competitive. He just needs to constantly think or need to be aware of what is rather enticing to the public to succeed. Orcus is also interacting with Vesta. With Vesta, it symbolizes friendship, social relationships, and non-sexual social interactions, compatibility, companionship, harmony, seeking to please others, fans, non-competitive behavior, loyalty, gentleness, caring, giving, friendliness, and sweetness of nature, honesty, trust, altruism, difference, get what is seen, business networking, financial trusts, funds, non-profits, charities, non-governmental humanitarian agencies, social and environmental activist organizations, professional and industrial associations, chambers of commerce, trade unions, and political parties, churches, religious organizations, and lodges, not cults. So, since Orcus is interacting with Vesta, but Vesta is only interacting with Adonis and Pluto, since Orcus is interacting with Vesta, but Vesta is interacting with Adonis and also with Chiron, you'll see a slightly different component that is also true with TommyInnit, which is for him to grow and advance and succeed within his ability to entertain the public, symbolized by Chiron and Orcus. He needs to also obtain friendships, social relationship, and be able to be compatible or at least harmonize with others in order to advance his growth. And in doing so, this can contribute to him being relatively confident or gain confidence as needed that will help him advance even further. Now, Orcus is interacting with Chiron. As mentioned earlier, it has some symbolism to guard for the public. However, here's more additional interpretations from Chiron. So here's more symbolism of Chiron. Emotional ties, desires for romance, love, true love, promises and commitments of love, engagements, weddings and marriages, the spouses, soulmates, the targets of the person's romantic and maternal interests, family ties, fertility, lovemaking, pregnancy, the birth of children in the family, the act of giving birth to children in marriage, children, family, parenthood, motherhood, fatherhood, kinship, karmic bonds and ties, enduring relationships of all kinds, including ones that are strictly business, serious courtships, platonic relationships, intuitive trusts, personal and public trust, promises, committees, vows, commitments, private and public image and appearance, reputation, charisma, esteem, distinctive, distinguished in appearance, noteworthiness, public recognition, super success and fame, new age, the future, progress, free will, actual freedom. Uranus symbolizes the urge for liberty, career, free enterprise, and free trade, earning power, the economy, economics, imparts extraordinary qualities, how you choose to make a living, as well as where you could be most successful, and it also associates with life and death and reincarnation. So, since we're looking at this from more of a financial perspective on how he is, this Chiron interacting with Orcus can and will symbolize that he can be very successful. So, since Orcus is interacting with Chiron, this can symbolize that his fame and success is also due to him being innovative and also due to him refining his techniques and methods. This would result in creating more success. Also, with Chiron, it is interacting with Ulysses. Also, Chiron is interacting with Adonis, which again symbolizing the hunk, the manly man, gorgeous manly man, dapper, and of course, Chiron meaning distinctive appearance, noteworthiness, public recognition due to those factors. So if he wants to achieve more success and refinement, take an approach of dressing rather nicely will do well for him in his scenario especially. Now a new celestial body into the mix, which is Hermes. So Hermes, from both mine and another astrologer's research, we have found that Hermes has some connections with asceticism, mysticism, occult knowledge, metaphysics, mystical secrets, stolen or sought out, arachnic secrets, dark archives, hidden truths or information, so secret society, shadowy secret societies, hidden prophecies to be stolen or protected, prophetic intelligence, unexplained phenomena, parasitic psychology, the paranormal activities and investigations, paranormal intelligence gathering, mind reading for intelligence, spirit informant, supernatural phenomena, hauntings, demonic encounters, apparitions, spirit communications, seances, psychic abilities, ghost stories, folklore with a mystical bent, supernatural lore, unearthing lost magical texts, relics, huntings for power/knowledge, forbidden grimoires and works of shadows, cursed artifacts, ritualistic theft, burial, spiritual entities such as ghosts, spirits, angels, demons, gods, goddesses, dragons, fays, and other spiritual creatures. Cryptics, otherworldly, the veil between worlds, astral projections. So, with this into the mix, this could suggest that in order for TommyInnit to advance, he needs to look at other spiritual alternatives from time to time to sort of give him some other outlook on how he can approach making his content and refine it. So, for example, let's say he is interested in gaining information and help him think more clearly. He can go to rather less typical perspective, like say meditation, faith with crystals, incense, and so forth. Not necessarily witchcraft or anything of that sort, but it can help him clear his mind as he is focusing and concentrating on that type of mantra of how to find, be at ease with his mind. This also could suggest that his guardian angels or other entities that are interested in helping him out have the tendency of working in his favor, whether or not he is aware of it, especially in regards to his ability to make his content more appealing to others in terms of succeeding in his ability to gain success or be competitive to be successful. So, for example, like he wants to be famous or he wants to make this type of content to help others, he probably may be praying for something else where his guardian angel or other spiritual entities may be moved by his suggestions to do so in terms of fulfilling his desires and needs. So he has potential of getting help from the other side, whether or not he's intentionally or unintentionally doing it. This could suggest that. It also could suggest that he is able to achieve hidden truths or information in his position as a content creator, where he learned the hard way and managed to discover and create new techniques and methods in terms of being a more successful content creator. This also could suggest that he may have learned from other content creators and sort of copied and pasted, as you were to say, and sort of made additional little twists to make himself even better and improve upon it in terms of being a better content creator. With Juno, it is directing and mixed into the pattern. What this could suggest with Juno, it symbolizes the rock and roll lifestyle, deception, misinformation, narcissism, manipulation, turning a blind eye to facts, cults, illusions and delusions, self-delusions, changeability, gullibility, disillusionment, unrealistic expectations, wishful thinking, dreams, illusory, and irresistible enticement for product of an intoxicating and bewitching spell, spells and hexes, and the emotional sense. Ecstatic high followed by an agonizing detox from quote spell when it's broken, which always does. Addiction, allure, desires, glamour, inspirations, sex without emotional involvement or love, sexual attraction and magnetism based on physical attributes, sex appeal, all sex obtained outside of a committed relationship, infidelity, adultery, affairs, cheating, the mistress, unwed mothers, children born out of wedlock, casual sex, one-night stands, the cookies, lust, the need for sexual gratification, does not know how to love, affairs that do not result in marriage, praises being single, casualty, avoidance of commitments, dishonoring of obligations or responsibilities, broken promises, irresponsibility, treachery, social deviance, dishonesty, selfishness, ambitions, and of course the big O. So with Juno into the mix, this could suggest that his dreams, wishes, whether it is based in reality or not, can help him achieve or thrive to make those reality, make those dreams and wishes be reality. Since every single positive planet is about making things rather alluring, this again amplifies for him to make his dream wishes come true. He needs to ensure that his content, whatever he does, is passionate and yet also very alluring or very enticing for the public to want to see and take his stuff as it is seen. Since Pluto is part of the mix, Pluto symbolizes sexuality, lust, excessive desires, the sex organs, biological sex, representative of power, the embellishment, things that can enhance and or preserve power, such as atomic energy, weapons, politics, great success, big businesses, corporations, and advertising, and oppression, the state of being oppressive, the superego, the undeserved self-esteem, the ingredients for great wealth, such as investments, the banking industry, the loaning of money, and the insurance of debt, and the ability to pay it back. Most financial instruments, such as bonds, stocks, and term loans, letters of credits, lines of credits, credit cards, debit cards, corporate cards, mortgages, gambling and betting, the trade of financial instruments of all types and profits thereof, the ability to take advantage and capitalize on something in order to make a profit, drastic changes that are true evils, beginnings and endings, obsessions of all kinds, including emotional and sexual ones, the actual sex act as opposed to lovemaking and seduction, sexism, male machismo. So, again, as you can see here, this is also sort of like obtaining power through rather of lust or making things seem rather appetizing to the eye. Whether he is advertising it like crazy, and yet, so as we see here, how TommyInnit can gain the advantage of being a very good content creator is he's advertising, or he could advertise things in such a way where they're very alluring to the public in order for him to gain that control. And also, when he does so, it can be very alluring and enticing to the public. In doing so, this will give him a major advantage to grow and be a better content creator. Now, as mentioned earlier, Adonis, it is symbolism of the hunk, the gorgeous manly man, and of course confidence. So, in doing so, how this will play out in the mix is he can make himself seem rather attractive or pull on a suit to make himself not only attractive but also seem and able to attain power. As a result, since it's also interacting with, this symbolizes that he has a very good positive image for himself to gain trust to the public. He can make himself seem rather attractive, and this will inadvertently contribute to him being seen as a very successful and ever-growing content creator. So, not necessarily of him, quote, making thirst traps, though if he wants to. A lot of this alignment seems to agree with that type of content if he is interested in it. However, as long as he managed to make his own content rather appealing and entertaining, or is without a doubt enticing to make someone want to watch his content, it would be wise for him to ensure that is possible for his dreams. What he visualizes or see or hope to make comes a reality. As long as it is very entertaining, especially with catching the eyes, it will work out in his favor. Now, with Ulysses, it is symbolism of the pioneer, inventor, discoverer, to discover or invent something. The genius in his basement inventing artifacts, or the adventurous conqueror. This is just a current idea or something. So those symbolisms for Ulysses are in the moment, not officially or it's final. However, we have suspicions that it does symbolize those things as I mentioned. So for the time being, what this could suggest is for TommyInnit to grow and advance as a content creator, he needs to ensure that he's always inventing and coming up with ideas where he finds and identify what is new to help him be competitive as a content creator. In doing so, his competitive ability to create these new type of devices or approaches in terms of being a content creator, this will make it not only enticing where it catches everyone's attention, but also help him achieve his ambitions through the public's eyes and also to achieve being successful. This will also contribute to his passions or dreams coming true. And again, this may also result in him discovering hidden knowledge or truths, how his public or community, how the public or the community could give him that advantage. This also can and will suggest that for him to also gain power and control and be very successful and have that great success, it will be broken down to him thinking and coming up with new techniques, methods, and so forth that will benefit him very greatly. And of course, when doing so, this will help him gain more confidence and also help improve the advancement of him being a content creator. So that's just some of the interpretations that can come from this chart. I hope all of you enjoyed this video. If you did, click like. If not, dislike. I hope to see all of you soon. Bye!